am at the second trimester. Thank goodness. I hope it's a lot better than the first trimester. So I'm 15 weeks pregnant yesterday. So it's been a couple weeks since I've been vlogging about my pregnancy. I just have not been feeling very well. And we traveled last week. We went to Matt's hometown and we told his parents. So then once they knew, I put it on my Instagram and Facebook. So now pretty much all my friends and family know, which is exciting. That's always fun, just getting it out there. My stomach nausea seems to be completely gone, and it's replaced with that I've kind of talked about. It's like this horrible acid reflux. I feel like heartburn doesn't do it justice. Again, it feels like there's something stuck in the back of your throat, and it does cause vomiting. So I've still had wicked bouts of getting sick. I have found a couple things that seem to be working. For some reason, mint gum seems to help, so I've been like eating a lot of gum lately, and again just trying to have little meals all the time and taking breaks. I seem to have really good luck with the morning. I wake up, a lot of times I get sick first off and it's just like bile, but then I feel really good, and then I function till about after lunchtime. Then I start getting really tired, or I get that acid reflux kind of thing. So it's just kind of playing it day by day. Yesterday was like a really good day, and then this morning I felt okay, but I could not keep my eyes open. So I was just like laying on the floor with Paul most of the morning while he was playing and stuff, which stinks because it's absolutely gorgeous outside. It's like 75 degrees. Right before we went to Maryland, I went to see my midwife at the birth center, which is so exciting. It was like a homecoming. I was so excited to see everybody there. I got to give her a huge hug. We talked about baby, the plans. She said everything checks out, and you know, the morning sickness unfortunately is normal, all that good stuff. She gave me some tips. We did some blood work there, some genetic testing. I know that's controversial. Some people do it, some people don't. My logic was to do it just to make myself and Matt feel better about doing a home birth, to make sure we had no complications that we were aware of. So we did that. I got the results back right after we got home. Everything looks great, and we chose not to know the baby's sex. So I did look on the paperwork to see if they filled it out by accident, and it said opt out for gender. So we don't know the gender. We're going to attempt to wait till the baby is born. It's our last baby. It's a fun surprise, and if we have a girl, it's not going to change anything from the boy stuff we have. I did get a lot of boy clothes hand-me-down, but the ones that I bought, I tended to buy a lot of gender-neutral stuff. And, you know, the crib is not going to change. The car seats are not going to change. Any of the expensive stuff, the changing table is not going to change if it's a girl. So we're going to have this fun surprise. So that was exciting. I'm able to do an ultrasound at the birth center. I didn't schedule it right away because Matt wanted to come but wasn't sure of his schedule. So once he went back to work, he said he really wouldn't be able to come. So I have that scheduled for next Thursday. And that ultrasound is basically just to, I can't remember the exact word. It's like to prove the date that they're going to be born. I'm blanking on the term. That's exciting. I'm hoping I get some pictures maybe. Maybe? I hope so. So that's next week. This week I started filming again and editing again, so I'm starting to feel more productive. The house is slowly getting more cleaned. We're getting prepared for fall. I cooked this week for the first time. I filmed it. I made Italian pot roast and polenta. I'd been jonesing for polenta, so I actually made like a big meal. It was like the first day that was like semi-cold. It was when the Hurricane Ida rolled through. Here in Virginia, we lucked out. We really didn't get much. Overall, I think we got about 2 inches of rain, and that was it. I'm trying to think of anything else pregnancy-wise. My shirts, as you can see, just my regular shirts are starting to get a little lifted in the front, so I need to go down in the basement and dig up my box of maternity shirts. I said I was going to do that like weeks ago, just haven't. We also haven't really been home, so I plan on doing that this week or weekend, getting those out so I can start wearing some of those instead of looking silly in my shirts. I do really want to paint the guest room to be beach themed. So Paul's room is mountain themed, and I think I'm going to paint the other room to be beach themed. I'm going to do a mural wall, I think. So I'm just trying to time out when I feel well and when it's cool enough that I can have all the windows open to do this. I'm pretty sure that I can, once Matt helps me take down fixtures like the ceiling fan and the blinds and stuff, I'm pretty sure that I can do the painting quietly on Paul's napping schedule. I mean, as long as we don't have house guests that week that I'm doing it, I think I'll be fine. So I think that is the game plan, hopefully for the next couple months. I'd love to get that knocked out. We also are going to the beach at the end of September, which is exciting. So if I look at what baby and me are up to for week 14. Did I say 15? I think I said 15 in the beginning. I'm sorry. 14 weeks, not 15. I'm getting ahead of myself. The baby, let's see, is the size of a navel orange. And then with me, I've noticed obviously my belly's getting bigger. I'm starting to get round ligament pain. It's not really pain, it's just like I know what it feels like for my first pregnancy. I'll just get, if I move weird or get up weird, I'll feel tightness. Tightness is what I would say, not really pain. I'm getting tightness. So now that my morning sickness is kind of subsiding, I'm trying to eat a little bit more healthy. Okay, I think that's everything else for 14 weeks that I could possibly think of. So I will see you next week with hopefully an ultrasound picture. Okay, so we are officially at week 15. It's Thursday, September 9th, and I just came back from the birth center. My birth center is lucky enough to have a technician who does sonograms. So I went ahead and had sonogram pictures taken. So I got a lot of really cool shots, and I was really happy with this tech because she actually took her time and was like trying to get really good pictures for me, which is really sweet. The last time when I had Paul, I went and the tech was very nice, but it was just like, just different atmosphere. This is a birth center. It's just, they give you a lot more time. Before with Paul, at this point in the game, we were still at the hospital, and the technician, or I don't know what they're called, the person who does sonograms, she was just like, boom, 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 like, here you go. Like, here's some pictures, go for it. And they were just, I mean, they weren't really good. Like, I didn't have any that were like this, like you could see the whole baby. And then a lot of them, like from the anatomy scan, had like head written across them and stuff. So I didn't really get any great shots of Paul. I do have some, but not, great. So this is really cool to have this baby. And she did ask me, did I want to know the gender? And I was like, no. So I looked away when she was doing that part. This sonogram was actually just for dating. I'm a little late in the game. I think with Paul, I had the dating sonogram at like week 12 or something, but it was just timing. I didn't actually go see the midwife at week 12 because Matt was traveling. We went week 13. Matt wanted to come to the sonogram with me, so I didn't schedule it right away. Then we went to Maryland, and by the time I scheduled it, this was the first appointment I could have. So she was even saying that I'm really close to the time to do the anatomy sonogram, but she's like, we'll see you next time. So I don't know when that is, coming up soon. I know not everybody wants to do the anatomy sonogram, but I'm going to choose to do it. Me and Matt decided to do it. We did it with Paul. We're going to do it with this baby. I have a appointment with the midwife next week, just because when she wanted to see me was when we're on vacation. So we're going a week early. So I'm guessing at that appointment, we'll schedule the anatomy sonogram. So we did that. Overall, how I'm feeling, a lot better. Actually, just back up with the sonogram. Obviously, I got pictures. Baby's doing amazing. My placenta looks great. Fluids look great. The baby measured great. And the date her machine and the sonogram was just 2 days earlier than my calculated due date from my apps based on my cycle. So she said she's not even going to bother changing the due date. So the due date still is March 3rd, 2022. So the baby's coming in February, though. I would be shocked if I make it till March. I probably will not. So, but anyway, back to me. I'm starting to feel a lot better. It's like I have a couple really good days and a couple bad days. The mornings seem to be okay. I kind of stopped throwing up first thing in the morning on the average. So it's like I'm okay in the morning. So in the morning we have breakfast and I just like power clean. I'm filming, doing stuff. We have lunch and I get that feeling of like the pill stuck in the back of your throat a little bit. We lay down, Paul takes his nap. I usually take like a 20 to 30 minute power nap, and then I get sedentary stuff done. I do bills, I do editing, and if I'm really not feeling well, I'll watch TV, but I try not to do that because I still feel very behind in things. I'm trying to get caught up and not give myself like the anxiety of stuff that has to be done. And then it's dinner time, and then it's hit or miss whether I feel good or not. I still have only thrown up this week one day. I had a really bad morning where I was throwing up on an empty stomach and I could not stop throwing up. And then it felt like I had not slept in like a week. I could not keep my eyes open. But then around lunchtime, it went away. So overall, second trimester is much better. I'm starting to feel a little better, and I'm starting to do planning stuff. Like I really want to paint the soon-to-be baby number 2 nursery, which is our guest room right now, but it's still a little warm. I want to have all the windows open, so I'm thinking, it's mid-September. We're going to go to the beach. October, we're going to go see my parents' house. They moved a month before Paul was born, and I've never seen their house, and it's only like 2.5 hours away. So we're going there to see her house for Columbus Day weekend. So sometime around there, I want to paint the room. It's really not that big of a room. I just need to get the paint, and then I'm going to do a mural wall again. I did a mural wall in Paul's room of mountains, and this room is going to be something ocean themed. It always has been ocean themed, but I haven't decided if I want to make it like cartoon ocean themed or if I want to do like a nautical theme. I'm not really leaning towards the nautical theme, or you could do like a pirate theme. The reason why I made it beach themed is because we go to the Outer Banks for vacation every year, and I was getting things to decorate that room from gift shops in the Outer Banks. So I think the mural wall is going to be something like wave themed, maybe like ombre waves or something. I'll film it, of course. But now I'm starting to plan that stuff and all that good things. But yeah, other than that, I still have that, like, I don't think it's morning sickness anymore. I really think it's acid reflux I'm getting. And what really seems to be helping, hopefully you haven't noticed, I have it in my mouth now, is gum, specifically the blue gum. So not wintergreen. Wintergreen helps some, but the blue one really helps. And I like Orbit gum. I'm not a gum chewer at all. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had gum in my mouth besides the last few weeks. I tried Trident, I got on Amazon, and I didn't like it because it gets like hard really fast. They're almost like chiclets, the kind I got. They're little like candy coated ones. So I really like the Orbit. It just like stays soft. So I have gum in my mouth like all the time. It really does help. I've been kind of craving some stuff. I drink water all day long. So I've been craving non-water stuff like lemonade. I loved lemonade when I was pregnant with Paul too. So I'm trying not to have too much of it because for me, I try to keep my sugar intake down besides natural sugar. So I don't want to be, slamming lemonade all day. But I did get at Target today, I got some apple cider, and I had a lemonade from Chick-fil-A on my way home, which was very delicious. So I have that. I just this week started having vegetables. So I had baby carrots a couple days ago, held those down. We had some other green vegetable. I can't remember what it was, but I had salads the last 2 nights. I've had salads for dinner, and I've been able to stomach those, which is awesome because I have not been eating my fruits and vegetables whatsoever the last few weeks. So that's exciting. I've been having just a few problems sleeping here and there. I get insomnia. I don't have insomnia when I'm not pregnant. So a lot of the times what happens is, and I'm a very heavy sleeper. So most of the time, at this point in the stage, 15 weeks, I have to use the bathroom at least once a night. Because I keep drinking. I just like to stay hydrated. I get very thirsty. I've read some women like, oh, you stop drinking like a couple hours before bed. No, I drink like right before I go to bed. So I have to get up. So I get up and I usually like stumble into the bathroom. I don't turn the light on. We have a night light in there. I use the bathroom and then I come back to bed and I go to sleep, no problem. It's like every 4 or 5 nights I come back and I'm wide awake. I'm also thinking about all the stuff that I have to do. So it probably is a little bit anxiety driven. There's been a couple nights where I've gone downstairs and watched TV, but what I've been doing lately is just I keep my earbuds by my nightstand and I pop the earbuds in and I listen to a podcast. I can do that and just like lay there. Sometimes I fall asleep. That's the key. I'd rather do that than, trek downstairs and be awake. So that's kind of frustrating. That happened to me not last night, but the night before. I woke up at 3, used the bathroom, and I was up till about 5:30, and then Matt gets up. I remember thinking like, okay, it's 5:30. I should just get up and I'll just edit videos. And then while I was thinking about doing that, I must have fallen asleep. So I don't care. Insomnia, I'd rather take over the throwing up. That was awful. So I think that's everything. So according to what to expect when you're expecting, week 15, baby is the size of a pear. So about 4 inches, 2.5 ounces. She did tell me the measurements today at the sonogram, but I don't remember. According to the app, the baby's ears are positioned properly on the side of their head. They used to be more by the neck, and the eyes are moving from the side of the head to the front of the face. It's a little creepy. And they're working on breathing, sucking, and swallowing motions as well. So what it talks about me is the golden months. The second trimester is, in theory, when you feel the best and you can get all this stuff done. The third trimester, you're just huge and really uncomfortable. So that's why I was like so excited to get into the second trimester. I am starting to feel better. It talks about bleeding gums and dental care. I never had that problem, but I, keep up a really good dental routine. I use an electric toothbrush first thing in the morning. At night, I floss. I use mouthwash, all that good stuff. And I do see the dentist twice a year. I don't know when my next dental appointment is, probably sometime this fall. But that's important because you can get gingivitis, more likely to get gingivitis when you're pregnant for some weird reason. Gaining weight. Oh, I don't know if I talked about this, but when I first found out I was pregnant, I was 6 weeks, and from 6 to 8 weeks, I gained about 10 pounds. It was also when my sisters were here and we were just, having fun. And then after that, I got sick and I was progressively losing a pound to a half a pound every single week. And my midwife, I told her about it. She was not overly concerned. And this week and last week, I've gained about a pound. So I'm back to gaining a little bit of weight. My midwife also isn't really obsessed with weight numbers. I mean, it varies so much between I'm a tall person versus a small person. What's a normal amount of weight gain? I don't feel like I'm excessively big at this point. So I just like to know, it was making me uncomfortable that I was losing weight while I was pregnant. So I'm slightly gaining weight. And I think that was else. It doesn't talk about this in the app, but I have noticed that my varicose veins, I had this with Paul, all over my legs like popped out. And then after I gave birth, not right away, but over time, they kind of disappeared. I had some that hung out and they all popped out again, but I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. I noticed that when I was shaving my legs. Speaking of, we have a standing shower and my shower stall does not have anything to put my feet on. So I just usually bend over to shave my legs. So I think in the near future, I'm going to have Matt bring up, we have a medical stool from actually when Matt broke his leg. Oh God, that was like 5 years ago. And we kept it and I used it last time to prop my foot up to shave my legs. It worked beautifully. So I think the stool is going to be coming back into the shower sooner than later so they don't have to completely bend over. It's not impossible yet. It's just kind of annoying. So we shall see. But other than that, yeah, I think we're doing really well. I think that's everything I had for this one. I feel like this went really long. So on to the next one. A little bit of a different venue today. I'm actually downstairs in my kitchen. I just have so much stuff going on. We're getting ready to go to the beach, so I didn't want to trek everything upstairs. I already have my camera downstairs filming for something else. So this is going to be my 16-week update already. Nothing uber exciting. I think from the last time we talked, we went to the birth center last week. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. We met another, let me back up. That was this week. We went to the birth center for, I guess, like our 2-month appointment, and I met a different midwife. The way that birth center works is they want you to meet with all the midwives so that whoever you work with, you're familiar with. So we met a different midwife, and actually she lives just 15 minutes down the road from us. The birth center is a little bit over an hour away, which is cool, good to know. Told her everything about my woes of, I guess now, heartburn and stuff. So she told me to start taking apple cider vinegar water in the morning on an empty stomach, which is so off-putting when your stomach hurts, but actually it makes me burp and gets that morning sickness to go away. So I've been doing that. That's been working out really well. And then she told me to go ahead and take some Pepcid AC. So I've been starting that, and I've also been, through her advice, very small meals, and oddly not drinking water with my meals, just little sips here and there. I guess that's supposed to help with indigestion. And the other thing that she didn't tell me to do, but just kind of dawned on me, when I had found out I was pregnant, I was already taking prenatals as trying to get pregnant regimen, and I was also taking probiotics and vitamins, other vitamins. I stopped all of those when I got sick, and I was just taking a gummy vitamin. So it dawned on me I have not been taking my probiotic in like a month and a half. So earlier this week, I started taking my probiotic again. So maybe that will help. Ugh, I don't know. But she gave me some really good advice and tips. It's kind of helping take the edge off a little bit. It's still kind of there, but life goes on. We also went ahead and scheduled the anatomy scan. So that is for sometime in early October at our next appointment. So a 3-month appointment. And then she just kind of gave me a heads up that the glucose test for me will be in December, because she was jokingly like, oh boy, I hope your glucose test isn't around Christmas. And I was like, oh God, I hope it's not either. It's not. It's like the second week of December or something like that. So other than that, good news. I've been gaining a little bit of weight each week, which is good. I have gotten sick a couple times, not nearly as bad. I'm starting to get really fatigued. It's weird. It's not like a sleepy fatigue. It's just like when you go Black Friday shopping and you just get like tired. So that's the way I've been feeling. Cravings wise, I had the chip craving earlier, mostly because I saw it on TV, and I've been having now, because it kind of helps my acid reflux, oddly, is just a small cup of vanilla ice cream every night after dinner. So that's been kind of my thing, having vanilla ice cream. No other real crazy cravings, no food aversions either. I'm still trying to work in vegetables more and more, the more I can. So yeah, I think that's everything for week 16. Again, not really exciting. Week 17 will be at the beach, so I'm not gonna have an update for that. I don't expect anything really to be super crazy different than this week. And according to what to expect when you're expecting, baby is the size of an avocado. Baby is 3 to 4 ounces, 4 to 5 inches. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I can feel the baby kicking. I'm only 16 weeks. I think that's around when I felt Paul. And I can only feel him when I'm laying on my side, on my left side more likely. And then I feel a little like brrr in my lower abdomen, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that's where we are for 16 weeks.